We have here verse 49 of the 12th chapter, Gospel of John. Jesus wrapping up this conversation as John reports it here, in which Jesus, of course, continues to make rather extravagant claims concerning himself. But interestingly, he's just pointed out that he, in his setting there in the incarnation before the great events of the gospel and so on, had not come to play the role of a judge, that he came as a redeemer, of course. And so we find that though he certainly speaks in no uncertain terms about a coming judgment, and indeed speaks of his own role in it, nevertheless at this point that aspect of his career as the Savior, as the incarnate God among us, was not to be one that would judge. And so he indicates that the word he's speaking would actually be the judge of people who heard it and rejected it in the last day, as he put it there. And then it brings us to verse 49, in which now he ties the message he brings to his Father. So we have hoti, because, ego, added for emphasis, ego, I, for because I, eggs, from ek, out of, takes the genitive. Here's the reflexive pronoun in the genitive. So I, out of myself is the idea, and then the negation, uk, alalesa, first person singular, aorist active indicative, I do not speak. So of myself I do not speak. All, the strong conjunction, Allah, because, or but rather, ho pimpsos, pimpo, I sinned. This is the participle, so it's the aorist active participle, masculine singular nominative, referring to God, of course, but the having sent me. Here's the direct object, first person accusative pronoun. So the having sent me, pater, father. The having sent me, father, autos, added for the intensive use, so himself. The having sent me, father, himself to me. This is moi, it's the dative, indirect object, therefore, of the first person pronoun. So the having sent me, father, himself to me, intolane. Intole, the feminine noun, means commandment. The father to me, commandment. Dedoken, from didomi, I give. This is the third person singular perfect active indicative, meaning he gave this command and it remains something given to Christ. So the having sent me, Father, himself to me, a commandment, has given and it remains with me. And then the interrogative pronoun, what, apo, from apon, which is from Lego, I say. So this is the first person singular aorist active subjunctive, the subjunctive going along with the interrogative pronoun here, te, what I should say, kai, the connective, te, same word, what I, aleso, should speak. What I should say and what I should speak. Commentators have divided a bit on as to what the precise distinction is, or the point of distinguishing here saying and speaking. But one way or another, it doesn't make it rather emphatic that what Jesus is communicating, he's not doing on his own initiative, but he's come precisely as the messenger of heaven to bring this word. And it is the word, of course, in connection with what he's already said, that will be that stands in judgment over those people who refuse to accept that word.